Hello everyone, welcome back to Durbanites FPL. It's time for the second half of the season, starting off with the Game Week 20 preview. Let's start as usual with the table. As you can see, 81 points the lead at the top. Still a long way to go, 18 weeks in a row at the top, but a lot of competition happening below on the table. Just to point it out, 8 points between second and third, 5 points between fourth and fifth, and 5 points between 6th and 7th, so there's a lot to compete for aside from the lead. Now, looking at what that means on the player selection side, 4 players making the staples list this week. Cole Palmer owned by every single manager so far, Mo Salah by 10 out of 12, Alexander Isak by 8 out of 12, and Matthias Cunha slipping a bit, just owned by more than half the managers in the league. Looking at the differentiators for this week, strikers up front, Ollie Watkins owned by 1, Gabby Jesus owned by 1, Chris Wood owned by 2 managers, Ryan Itnuri coming back for Wolves owned by a quarter of the managers, as is Trent Alexander-Arnold, so really good from the backline, and Morgan Rogers, one of those differentiators in midfield. He is though suspended this week coming up. Looking at the hits and misses, big hits this week, Stonehall, so at the back, 20 plus points for Mubs, Fatih Azra, Mohamed Siddiq, Squishy and Swad. Midfield Maestros 2 this week, 50 plus points for Mubs and MSA, both of them pulling in big points on that midfield thanks to Morgan Rogers as well. And in the Super Strikers front, Zaks, Azra and the brothers Hassan Ahmed and Mohamed Amin, both of them scoring really well up front with those strikers. One big miss, Suad picking up 20 points on a hot bench could have made a big difference to her chase. Now, looking at the best possible selection from all the players that we had in our squad, Sells picking up the number 1 jersey. What a big backline there. Alexander-Arnold, Hall and Nouri picking up 30 points in the back. Johnson and Martinelli sharing 9 points. Rogers with 11. Mo Salah picking up the captaincy, 32 points there. Gabby Jesus, Watkins and Wood, each one pulling up 12 points for the week. Really big front line. No place for Luis Diaz, got to sit on the bench, as does Dan Burn and Ola Aina. None of them can get on, and Leno is the backup keeper. That team would have got you a massive 140 points, 167 with a bench boost, all at a reasonable cost of 98.5. No Cole Palmer or Erling Haaland on this team though. Now, looking at the fixture ratings in the next couple of weeks, you're looking at Aston Villa with a favourable 5 out of 6 fixtures. Chelsea as well looking fairly good. Fulham with a half and half, but at least the next 3 weeks look very promising against promoted teams. And then you've got Liverpool, who've got a bit of a 50-50 schedule, but their form is scintillating currently. Looking at who to be cautious with, Manchester United on current form and with the fixtures ahead, not a good bet. Neither. Newcastle are looking on good form, but Spurs are going to be tough this week. They've got City at the end of this run. Still worth a punt, but just be cautious with them. West Ham as well, not doing as well as expected, and tough challenges coming up. Same with Arsenal, Everton, Spurs, and Wolves have a tough time coming up, and Matthias Cunha is now suspended, so currently a lot of issues. Spurs having almost all of their defenders in the centre backs out, and Everton just have a tough run, even though they are really trying to cover up. Arsenal have a tough run, still trying to cover up some space between themselves and Liverpool. It's not going to be easy. Now, looking at the options for backlines, a lot of issues with the goalkeepers. Pope still out, so is Vicario. Hermansen, Edison is doubtful, and Fabianski is out for West Ham. That's going to add to West Ham's woes. At the same time, you've got Timber suspended, as is Shearer. Stones and Walker still doubtful, Ruben Diaz out, and Botman out for Newcastle. Now, what does that leave us with? Emi Martinez for Villa, Robert Sanchez, Bernd Leno, and Alisson Becker are the choices for goalkeepers this week. But also looking at the defenders, you're looking at Gabriel Timbers out this week, of course. Then you've got Alexander Arnold, Pedro Porro, all of them good attacking options. Ola Aina as well. And then you've got Young coming in for Everton, again a good option as an attacking wingback. And then you've got Robinson and Digne from Liverpool. Digne from Villa. Then you're looking at the midfield. You've got Bob and Rodri out for the season, possibly. Matheus Nunes still doubtful. Saka's out until March. McNeil is highly doubtful. Hudson-Odoi also could be playing limited minutes, and Bowen and Rogers both suspended. Now for the picks, Palmer is still there. He's always dangerous, as Neto and Enzo. Now you've got Salah, Jota and Diaz for Liverpool. Salah and Diaz doing really well. Just to note, Salah always scores against Manchester United, so definitely something you might want to consider when looking at captaincies. Then you've got James Maddison for Spurs, Gibbs White and Hudson-Odoi for Forest. Note that Hudson-Odoi might have limited minutes. Gordon and Joe Linton. Joe Linton's double figured in the last 2 weeks for Newcastle. It is Spurs this week, but again, Spurs without a very good defense coming up against them. Now you've got Wilson and Smith Rowe and Iwobi from Fulham. Now Fulham have done really well this season. Lots of points. Smith Rowe was doubtful last week, didn't play a lot of minutes, now he's back. Harry Wilson has been scoring a lot this season, over 6 goals already, and Alex Iwobi is the best performing midfielder in that team. Looking at the forwards, Richarlison still out, Welbeck as well, Callum Wilson as well. Havertz now picked up Knox, he's doubtful. Sorry, not Knox, he's actually ill. Then we've got Jamie Vardy still doubtful, and then 2 suspensions, Matheus Cunha as we discussed earlier, and John Duran. What does that mean? You're looking at City trying to press with Haaland after having that breaking his goal duck. So now you've got Havertz and Jesus, with Havertz being ill, probably Jesus leading the line, and he's scoring well. Then you've got Isak in for Newcastle against a weakened Spurs defense. Nicholas Jackson in for Chelsea. Raul Jimenez in for Fulham. Cody Gakpo's been relied on by Arne Slot for Liverpool, and then you've got Chris Wood and Ollie Watkins. So you have your choice of strikers to make. Let's see which one will be the differentiator for next week. Now that's all we have for now as we kick off this first game week for the second half of the Premier League, heading towards the big finale. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to drop a note on this comment on this video. Let us know what you want to see. And good luck for the next week. Until then, so long for now.